everybody, welcome back to The Trend. Today's trending topic is going to be YG recycling the same girl groups over 3 times now. With the debut of Baby Monster, I feel like everybody's talking about them. And obviously everyone's comparing them to groups like Blackpink and 21 because they've all kind of like precedented each other. So we kind of wanted to do like a deep dive on all 3 of the groups today.
So we posted a poll last time and we asked which YG girl group has the most talent overall between all of its members. So this is like singing, dancing, rapping, writing, stage presence, like everything. And it doesn't matter if like say there's not a significant rapper or someone doesn't write. It's just overall. First place, 59%, 21. I kind of could have guessed because they've got like a real chokehold on like K-pop music and girl groups in particular.
And I feel like also the first is always the best in a lot of cases. Like it doesn't matter what comes after. Everyone's like, no, like the original is better. Nothing compares.
And then second place, Blackpink, 24%. Last place, Baby Monster, 18%.
Yeah, kind of. I think, honestly, like, not surprising because that's literally the order they came in.
Yeah.
Like,
well, what's funny is that when we first posted it, and we were watching the votes come in, it was kind of back and forth between 21 and Baby Monster at first.
Yeah.
And then I think the more people listened to Batter Up, because we posted this right after it came out, the more people, you know, started to fluctuate in their votes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have, like, a timeline I'm going to be reading off my laptop, and she's going to have a first reaction to this, because I wanted to see genuinely, like, what was the first reaction when Blackpink came out, what was the first reaction when 21 came out, and stuff like that. Just to see, because the reaction to Baby Monster has been so
kind of hateful.
I was gonna say vicious, but I was like, I don't know if that's the right word to use, but it's very intense. People just have a really intense reaction to their debut.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy because they literally just started. Like, they literally, we don't know if they're gonna experiment more with their sound and try and see what sticks. I kind of understand how they wanted to go with a more generic song as their debut song to kind of, like, I guess, please the most amount of people at once. Mm-hmm. But then it's like, I don't think people like are expecting them now to do something original, even though that's not the case. Like, they could very well come out with like more stuff that's like more Baby Monster sounding.
Yeah, but that's funny that you say that because I'm gonna start with 21 now. So when they debuted 2009, and YG said it was his version of a girl group. It was his girl version of his group Big Bang.
Right. Okay.
So out the gate, 21 is not necessarily the most original sounding.
Yeah, like it's supposed to be the same thing, but just girl version.
Yeah, and obviously the music that they first came out with, that's not to say they didn't get more original, but that was his first intention with them. So they were basically known for their style and their stage presence and charisma, which we watched some of their stage performances.
Yeah,
I definitely had that.
I was gonna say, the poll coming out that way is crazy because I would not say by any means that 21 has the most amount of talent between the girl groups, but it's just like the way that they are on stage gives very much I don't give a energy, and I think that energy is like it's like they're cocky but still likable.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that that's what's really appealing about them. But in terms of, like, skill level, like, I don't think that they're that skilled.
Well, what's funny is I think that later on, I think after they disbanded, I think the individual girls' skills shined even more. Like CL, I think she was the rapper of the group, and her writing, like, amazing.
Yeah.
And her music that she's made, the people she's worked with, is, like, incredible. But what's funny is that I think what people also liked about them was that they didn't follow the typical, like, cute or girl crush concept.
Yeah.
Like, they were kind of known for being...
They're, like, badass. They're, like, cool. They're, like, don't give up.
Yeah. And so usually when a group debuts, it takes a minute for them to start winning awards and stuff like that. Yeah. They started winning within their first year. And, like
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I say also winning awards, like... in their debut, they were also breaking into Western charts. Like, it didn't take them a second to get into it.
That's kind of surprising as well, because I feel like, whenever I think of, like, K-pop breaking into the West, I only think of, like, this is so cringe, but, like, I think of, like, Wonder Girls, Psy, but, like, I never think, like, 21.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why it just, like, got overlooked for me.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because of what happened with the group that sometimes can overshadow just how successful they actually were.
Yeah.
And we're not saying, like, Western standards is a measure of success at all. We're just saying that as, like, what stands out to us is the fact that, like, we probably heard these songs and didn't even realize they were 21.
Yeah.
Because that's how I felt with Wonder Girls. Like, I was a huge Wendy Williams fan, and when I was like, oh, I've heard this song before, and I realized I watched them perform it on Wendy Williams' show. I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the other thing is that they weren't typically conventionally attractive, so they got to cover a little more niche concepts, which kind of reminds me of, like, BTS. They talked about body image and depression and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I could only imagine in 2009
how
especially refreshing that would have been for an audience.
Yeah, because I feel like especially for, like, a more conservative society where, like, you're not really supposed to talk about your burdens that much, it's, like really impactful for a celebrity to, like, speak about it.
Yeah. And, like, one of the awards that they won, so, the MTV Iggy show, it was a show that highlighted new artists across the world. They basically wrote an article saying 21 could give Lady Gaga a run for her money. And they were nominated for for top 10 artists from around the world, and they ended up winning that in 2011.
Damn!
So that's 2 years later, too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I did not think that, like, okay, I don't want to say I didn't think that they were that successful, but, like, hearing this is just, like, shocking to me still, because I'm like, wow, like, I did not, like, realize they were that big.
Right. Do you know why they disbanded?
No.
So they...
Scandal?
Yeah, a bit of a scandal. So I think the scandal initiated it. So basically there was just some drama with Bomb's medication. I think it was for Adderall, which is, I think, illegal in Korea or something like that. But it wasn't... I mean, we know what Adderall is. It's not crazy. People take Adderall all the time. But by that point, especially, like, by Korean standards, damage was done. Like, you're a druggie, damage done. Like,
you're a druggie.
No, seriously. Like,
you're a druggie. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, so, especially because the damage was done, like, the girls, from the articles I read, kept saying that they felt their projects were being ignored, they kept being pushed, they kept being removed, and then they basically said, like, YG essentially just gave up on 21. And the thing is because people think he never found them attractive. He never really cared for them.
Damn! Oh my god. Okay, why do I believe that wholeheartedly? Like, that, you saying that actually, like, not that it, like, I wish that upon them, but, like, genuinely, it makes fucking sense, because I swear there is, like, a genuine annoyance and, like, peeve. I think that there was a study about this where, like, men get, like, genuinely annoyed when they see women that they don't find attractive.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. Like, I feel like when I see someone that's not attractive, I'm like, oh yeah, like, of course, like, you just don't think much of it.
Type, yeah.
You're just like, not my type, but you can even sometimes still see the beauty in them. I feel like men, it's not like that. Like, they just, like, get pissed off looking at you if they don't think you're cute.
Yeah, and the thing is YG at that time had boy groups that had way worse scandals. And he still carried on, and they still went on to produce. But the girls, he took it as a chance to not support them anymore, essentially.
I swear, this is what happens when creepy-ass men get, like, in positions of power over women. Oh my god, that's so irritating.
Well, it's funny because I was saying that they were noticing their projects being delayed and things being removed. Minzy, one of the members, talked about how... She was just talking about how a lot of their songs just kept being put out to other people. I'm not saying this is an instance of that exactly, but she did say how As If It's Your Last by Blackpink was originally theirs.
Damn!
And that's one of Blackpink's earliest songs.
You know, I think someone commented recently something on our video saying, like, Blackpink probably has a bunch of unused music and they're probably just giving it to Baby Monster.
Well, funny enough, so Forever Young by Blackpink was actually recorded in 2015 but wasn't released till 2018. And so 21 didn't disband till 2016 officially, so people were saying that they think a lot of Blackpink songs were also 21 songs that were just pushed to them.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, right? So then that bridges from 21 to Blackpink. And I have a couple quotes about this transition of, like, when Blackpink debuted. They debuted 2016, I think. So this is a quote. Blackpink, YG's Entertainment's new idol girl group, debuted Monday amid public attention as the agency ambitiously introduced its first all-female group since 21 7 years ago. However, the group is facing criticism that the girl group is not any different from the previously successful 21 other than they have the looks. And I was reading...
Fuck, brutally honest.
Brutally
Like,
honest.
they're like, these bitches were ugly, but now we have cute girls.
Right, so I was reading... I dated it back, old Reddit threads, old Twitter posts, and the consensus basically was, like, the original reaction, 21 was more talented than Blackpink, they had more skills, but Blackpink had more of an it factor. And to be frank, like, we've also heard a lot of, like, Koreans say it, like, pretty privilege is a privilege.
Yeah.
Like, they don't deny if it's real or fake. They're like, you get privilege if you're more attractive.
Yeah, therefore you should do whatever it takes to be attractive.
So when they say...
Which is honestly not even just a Korean thing, like, that's also, like...
That's anywhere.
That's literally anywhere.
Yeah.
Pretty privilege exists fucking everywhere.
I think they just say it more forthcoming than we do.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's the thing, is so Blackpink was just prettier than 21, but they weren't necessarily better with their debut.
Yeah.
So here's another quote. Yang said that he hopes for the idol group to fill in the vacancy of YG's recently disbanded 21 and take the title of YG's representative girl group.
Wait, the CEO
YG
said this.
Yeah. He said he wanted Blackpink to fill the hole that 21 left. So in my mind, that makes it no question that Blackpink is another copy of, or another version of 21.
Yeah, yes.
And of course they're a different girl group because they're different girls. There's going to be inherent differences. But it doesn't change the fact that they were pushed and produced to replace something.
But that's so crazy. Even the way he's talking about it, like, we knew that every CEO, rich person, rich man is scum. But the way he's talking about it, like, they're literally a product.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, newer version, newer replacement. Like,
yeah, new and improved. Check them out.
Yeah, like, ew. Oh my god.
And the thing is, too, is I think some people... I mean, Blackpink is their beast. Themselves.
Yeah.
But they also did get to benefit from the rise of K-pop globally. And obviously, like, everyone knows, you have a bigger budget, you get better stage, better videos, stuff like that. So a lot of people were saying, like, imagine if 21 had come out now. So then here's another quote. This is from the man's mouth, okay? He said, if you ask me to distinguish Blackpink from 21, I want to say I did not try to make them different. If you ask me what differentiates them from other girl groups, I will say I did not form them with that in mind. I tried to make the YG version of a girl group like I did with 21. But this time I wanted the girls to look pretty too, with skills.
Oh my god.
He's attracted to Blackpink. He wasn't attracted to 21.
Yes, but also it's so crazy. Like, honestly, to some extent, you have to respect the honesty because he said straight up, I wasn't trying to be original.
Yeah.
I didn't try to be original. These groups, I made them to go viral and replace the virality that 21 had. Virality.
Well, not only just 21, but he says...
Of Big Bang.
No. Well, yes, but he's saying, like, I did that to replace 21, but I also didn't want to differentiate them from other girl groups.
Yeah. Oof, so it's like, oh my god, this just makes the whole conversation around Baby Monster even worse, because it's like, the fact that people
History repeats itself.
Yeah, but it's like the fact that people are saying, like, oh, they're unoriginal, as if, like, Blackpink and 21 were original. It's like, babes, like, there's nothing in K-pop that is, like, original.
Well, that's
okay, that's a bad statement.
Well, that's what they say about art in general. People always say there's no original thought in art. Art just inspires other art.
Yeah.
So
true.
It's not bad.
In any industry, I want to say there's, like, nothing original.
Yeah. So then here's the thing, though, like, kind of how I was saying, when 21 disbanded, they got to really show off their individual skills. But I do think Blackpink got super popular that they were able to then build their own popularity. Like, they didn't need to rely on YG. They didn't need to rely on, Big Bang or 21 or anything. Like, they got to establish their own identities outside of Blackpink. I mean, we all know they don't have a lot of music for being out since 2016.
Yeah.
Whereas I think 21 took a bit like, they took a moment to bounce back from their scandals. Whereas, like, you have Lisa, who, she did her performance for Crazy Horse.
Yeah.
Like, she's obviously super into dancing and stuff like that. Jennie and Jisoo both have acted.
Yeah.
One in a Western show, one in a Korean.
Plenty of modeling.
Yeah, and I mean, Rose is always doing things too. Like,
yeah.
And the thing is like, they have ambassadorships, like, on and on. Individually, not even as a group.
Like, their names are known. It's not just, like, Blackpink. It's like, oh, Lisa, Jennie, Jisoo, Rose. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then, now going into Blackpink, when they first debuted, they were asked about the comparisons to 21. And so this is a quote from them back in 2016. They kind of just didn't acknowledge 21 at all. They said, despite being nervous, we will show everyone just how hard we worked while waiting for our debut, said Rose. Jennie responded, I'm trembling a lot right now. We will work hard to create Blackpink's own color. Because I've waited so long for our debut, I'm very nervous, stated Jisoo. The fact that we all train together and are able to debut together makes me really happy, said Lisa.
Yeah, so basically, yo, this is so foul, because YG said, I don't give a fuck about making them different, and here they are fighting for their lives to try and distinguish themselves as, like, a different group, as, like, Blackpink.
I think it's more of an indicator of just how much harder it is being a woman in any industry.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you kind of have to play the game. You have to play it into the fact of, like, I know I'm a replacement factor, but give me a stage and give me a chance to prove myself, and you'll see that I'm my own person.
Yeah.
So
not a commodity.
Yeah. So here's another quote where they said, we didn't try, this is, I think YG. He said, we didn't try too hard to create a difference between Blackpink and 21. It was the same when we created 21. YG has its own unique sound, so we focused on making the music sound the most like us.
Like, the thing about K-pop that's so crazy is the fact that he's literally referring to the sound of the music as the company sound, not the artist sound.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's so crazy because when I think of, like the Western music industry, you think about, like, the individual artist sounds. Yeah. Like, I barely even know the Western, like, company names. But it's like in K-pop, it's like, you know YG, you know JYP, you know SM, you know HYBE. Like, that's crazy.
Well, you might know the names, and you would definitely recognize the names, but I don't think it's as easily, like, oh, Beyonce's from this record label, this person's from this one.
Like, this music, I correlate with this company.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And I think the one thing that Blackpink did different than 21 when they debuted was they really established, like, how much the four girls got along with each other. So YG said, there is no leader. They have been friends for so long that having a leader is impossible. All four members can be leaders. And he kind of said that all the girls, like, they all treated each other like friends. Like, he noticed the four of them because how well they got along together compared to other trainees.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily like the way that he phrased that, because I feel like from what I've heard, being a leader isn't necessarily about, like, position. Oh, yeah, like, oh, you're the leader, you're the manager. It's, like, literally, like, you're doing different tasks than the rest of them. Like, I think they were talking about this in BTS, and it's, like, being a leader, like, Namjoon being the leader is, like, more work for him. Like, he's, like, managing their schedules, like, he's, like, doing more tasks. So, like, what do you mean there's no leader in them and, like, they're all friends? Like, I feel like that there's no correlation between those two statements. Like, they can all be friends and there can still be a leader.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird, but okay.
I think he was just, but that's different label. Maybe that's not how YG functions and how they pick a leader. Right?
Maybe.
But he was just saying he noticed their friendship and that's what made him attracted to them too.
Yeah. And the fact that they're very beautiful. Like.
Yeah, thank God they're fuckable.
Ew!
Like, what is that
even? What? Like, don't say that.
Whatever, I'm not gonna even go into, I don't know YG. I don't know. But obviously, we've seen the success Blackpink have had. Like, they've broken so many standards for Koreans and Korean women and stuff like that. And they also have a lot of accolades across K-pop and the Western world in general. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, like I just mentioned before, they've had they've dipped their toes into every industry.
Yeah. Fashion,
movies, modeling, like, you name it, they've probably done something in it. And so just going off, like, the end of Blackpink, so Blink's, like, the main thing, they always talk about how the girls deserve to release more music and also not be so restricted with poor schedules. Basically, like, the fact they've been on tour forever. So people are, you know, kind of wondering now, in 2023, going into 2024, what the future of Blackpink is, because they don't it's not like how YG cut 21 off, but now it's almost like
they're cutting themselves off.
Yes. Yeah.
It feels like some of them don't necessarily want to continue in this and honestly, I don't blame them. Like, I feel like they could do bigger and better things than what YG is currently doing for them, so I don't even blame them if they're like, yeah, fuck this shit.
Well, yeah, because it's clear that he likes a pattern.
Yeah.
Right? So, not that there's nothing wrong with wanting something new. Sometimes just moving on is the best option.
Yeah.
Whereas I think if they stayed with YG, he would just have them do the same concepts and the same songs over and over
again.
Yeah,
that he knows will
succeed.
Yeah, blow up.
So now just going into Baby Monster, I'm going to come back to the Baby Monster Blackpink, but let's just talk about Baby Monster for a sec.
Okay.
For a sec. So they were basically formed from a 8-episode reality show called Baby Monster Last Evaluation, produced by YG Entertainment. So the group consists of 3 Koreans, 2 Japanese, and 2 Thai people. So here's a quote. First member to be chosen for the final lineup of Baby Monster was 15-year-old Haeyeon, who has garnered global attention for her all-rounded talents in singing, rap, and dance, as well as her physical resemblance to her YG senior Blackpink's Jennie.
Okay, couple things to unpack here. First of all, can we talk about how literally in K-pop the idols get younger and younger? Like, at some point, I kind of like having a little bit older idols. Like, I can't be out here standing a group with a 15-year-old in it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, please, we need some, like, maturity. Second of all, the fact that, again, it's so about looks. Like, and not even just, like, she's pretty. It's like, oh, she's pretty and she looks like her.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's already setting them up to replace Blackpink.
And to be compared.
I think YG gets the vibe that Blackpink doesn't want to necessarily continue with the company, so they're already making steps to replace them. Because here's another quote. All eyes are also on 13-year-old Thai member Chiquita, the youngest of the group. Despite having the shortest training period of 1 year and 9 months, she has displayed immense growth throughout the reality series. According to Baby Monster's choreographer and dance teacher, Chiquita's strength lies in her ability to steal people's attention, and she has, quote, the potential to become a performer like Blackpink's Lisa.
Okay, so again, they're making that comparison. And also the fact that she was literally starting at 12.
Yeah.
12?
Like, they're already basically saying, like, she's the new Jennie, stan her. She's the new Lisa, stan her. Like, they picked the 2 most popular and recognizable, I would say, members from Blackpink, and they're already trying to find comparisons in other groups for them.
Ew.
And this is
then people are surprised when they're like unoriginal. Like, yeah, babes, that's kind of the whole intention behind it.
Yeah. And this is a quote, the Lisa one was a quote from YG choreographer. I can't remember who the first one was from, but it was from a person from YG as well. Like, there's no intention to necessarily have an original girl group right now.
Yeah. So maybe I take back what I said about them, like, coming out with more original stuff later, because it doesn't feel like they are.
Well,
it doesn't feel like they want to.
Yeah.
That's not their aim. And with their ages right now, like, they don't have the amount of power or confidence to do stuff on their own. Like, yeah, you better believe freaking 14-year-old, 13-year-old Chiquita is gonna follow YG.
Listen, all she wants to do is dance and become an idol. What choice does she have?
Yeah, like...
Stick it to $1 billion company?
Yeah, like, not happening.
Yeah, and I think what's the difference between from 21 to Blackpink and Blackpink to Baby Monster is, I think they're more obvious with their intentions this time around. you know, obviously he said 21 and, you know, Blackpink's to replace 21, but to then start to say this member is this member and this member is this member.
But that doesn't even make sense because it's like there's 7 of them and there's 4 Blackpink, so it's like, why even start that? Because it's like, who are the members that are like irrelevant then?
Yeah.
Who are the members that you're like, they're just backup, they're just extra?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's also unfair for, like, the rest of the girls, because it's like, well, why don't I get to be the next Jenny? Why don't I get to be the next Lisa? Mm-hmm. Why is it just that girl?
But what's funny is those girls are going to grow up and be like, thank God I was always let to be my own person and never compared to another person.
Yeah, probably.
And we did watch some of the Baby Monster performances, like, from that evaluation. And I thought they had great performances and really decent vocals, to be honest.
Their vocals were really strong. I thought their vocals were stronger than a lot of idols right now.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the complaints that people had, was that they were really highlighted for their vocals, but their debut song had... I mean, I didn't think it was too much rap, but I guess their vocals didn't shine as much on it.
Yeah.
The only thing that we did talk about Baby Monster, which... that was kind of crazy, was the age gap between the members. So the youngest one is 14 and the oldest one is 21.
That's too damn big. Like, that is too damn big to be in one group together. Mm-hmm. Like, that's pushing it.
I just think at that point you have no life experiences that you cross over with. And either the 14-year-old's going to be too mature or the 21-year-old's going to be too childish.
And they're both... gonna be annoyed, probably. Yeah. Like, I can only imagine you're working with... No, like, that's literally me. Like, if I had to work with a 14-year-old and treat her, no offense, like my equal, like... not to say, like, your age determines, like...
I mean, that's just entering high school and just graduating university.
Yeah, if I had to, like, work with a 14-year-old as if they were my equal, like, I don't know if I could do it. I'd be like, babes, follow my lead. And then, obviously, the 14-year-old's like, I don't want to follow your lead. She's
stubborn, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the young one, she was talented, don't get me wrong, she was crazy talented, but just imagine if she had a little bit more time to train before her debut, I think she would peak amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ew, disgusting how young they start them. Mm-hmm. Which, like, also not just saying this about K-pop, please don't come up here like, oh, like, Western music is the same. I know. Yeah. Like, I know. Like, Justin Bieber was, like, the little 13-year-old.
Yeah.
So, it's fine. Music in general, starting people too young is, like, foul.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Billie Eilish. Well, because I'm just, like, I don't know what artist didn't have to debut super young and then build a career from there.
Yeah.
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 So, just now going back to comparing Blackpink to Baby Monster, or more so the transition, obviously now that their first single is out, like, you can definitely hear the similarities between their sounds.
Yeah.
And I just think YG made a huge fuck up by pushing and leading with the fact that this is a replacement group, essentially.
Yeah, and he thought everyone would be cool with it. We're like, boy, what?
Yeah.
Like, that's not what people wanted. I think I saw someone I was looking at Reddit posts on this, and someone literally said, like, the riskiest thing you can do is not take any risks. Like, sometimes it's a genuine bad idea to just keep doing what you're doing. Because, babes, like, no one wants to hear the same thing over and over again. Especially in K-pop, which is so oversaturated. There's, like, a million groups. Like, I'm sorry. People are going to end up wanting something that's different. Which is also kind of the same in the Western music industry. Because I feel like at some point we kind of also strayed away from that, like, typical pop sound. And now people are starting to, like, more, like, obscure, like, indie niche artists. And those are what's, like, gaining popularity. Because it's like, oh my god, like, how many times can I listen to, like, this basic-ass pop song?
Yeah. Yeah, well, so, there, you know what it is? I think, again, this comes back to, like, people having a passion about music versus some people seeing it as a career or a job. Because some people, they're okay with not being original.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the name of the game, I guess. Yeah, but so my main thing, so this isn't so much so as, like, the research and stuff. I have a couple articles that I pulled some quotes from, leading into my point of the fact that the hate that I think Baby Monster is getting is so unwarranted and unjustified. Like, clearly we've seen the history of YG, and this is a clear example of history repeating itself, of what happened to Blackpink after 21, and now what's happening to Baby Monster after Blackpink.
Yeah.
So this is a couple quotes I pulled from an article that was, I think it was from the Rolling Stones, reviewing Batter Up. I think it was the Rolling Stone. I'll have the name here. So, quote, singles synthesized brass melodies feel tired, and the lack of heft behind the bass leaves the whole thing sounding limp and half-hearted. If there was more oomph to the music, the lyrics might hit harder, but they'd still be predictable and superficial tough girl nonsense.
What do you want from a literal 15-year-old, 14-year-old to be singing about? Do you want her to be singing about, like 21? Yeah, they can sing about body image and all that. Like, what's a 14-year-old gonna sing about that's gonna, like, hit you hard and be like, I'm like, that was so meaningful. She's 14, of course she's not gonna be singing lyrics like that. Like, I'd be disturbed if a 14-year-old started talking about, like, genuine, like, meaningful topics.
Well, you know what's funny is, I think Beyonce, and there was another artist, I think Ariana, there's been a couple female celebrities who have said when they were really young, they wanted to, you know, come out and debut, and all the labels were like, and they were like around 15, 16, saying, who wants to listen to a 15-year-old talk about love? Right? Well, they're not talking about love. Now she's talking about being, you know, like a strong little girl, bossing up, whatever that
bossing up.
But it's like, what do you prefer for that? I just think people are too ready to criticize a new group in the name of Blackpink, to be honest, when they had the same situation happen to them in 2016.
Yeah.
Like, again, like you said, of course a debut single from a 14-year-old is going to be relatively corny and lame. Like, I'm sorry, it is. Imagine your 14-year-old sister writing a song. Do you think it's going to be the most poetic thing you've ever heard?
I think, like, also, in terms of, like, there are 14-year-olds that write good, I guess, less corny music, but I don't think that's a fair comparison. Like, I think they're probably comparing them to, like, I don't know, New Jeans is also pretty young, or, like, there's probably other groups that are young that make, like, less corny music, but that's not fair. Like, that shouldn't be the expectation.
Yeah.
Same thing with, like, even Billie Eilish. Like, I think Billie Eilish, as a 13-year-old, was making pretty decent, okay music, but it's, like, I don't expect that from a 13-year-old, like, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Well, so the thing is that kind of confuses me, two factors. One, Blackpink, I know people say they release the same song over and over again, but their songs clearly have a particular sound.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's the same sound in Batter Up, but no one necessarily criticizes their songs because they're not bad songs. Like, to me, they're all catchy songs. Mm. So I think the critique coming at Baby Monster is just too harsh and too, like, honestly hopping on a
trend.
Yeah.
I swear some of you bitches say shit for the trend. I swear on my life, as soon as you see one person on TikTok criticize something, one person on YouTube Shorts criticize something, you're like, yeah, that sucked. And then in like 2 months, someone's gonna come around and be like, guys, this debut song was good. Actually, why were we hating on it? You're gonna be like, true. Why were we hating on it? This is a banger.
Or like their next song is gonna come out and it's gonna be good or sound the exact same, and people are going to be like, okay, but it's like, again, the damage is done with the hate that was going on. Like, that is, again, debuting a 14-year-old and, like, God forbid knows how much she read online, how much she knows, that's gotta be hurtful, you know? It's like no one gives Blackpink the same crap for kind of doing the same singles over and over again.
Yeah, and they're grown. Like,
I think they're just tired of their companies, so they just do what they have to do and bounce.
I swear to God that is the case. Yeah. I swear to God that is the case.
They're like, you get a check, I get a check.
Like, let me do my own thing. Let me be Lisa, let me be Jenny, let me be Rose.
Yeah, and I swear when they eventually disband.
Eventually.
I swear the music they come out with will be very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing that I find funny is because a lot of people were comparing the Baby Monster song to Blackpink, it's like, you love the Blackpink song. Like, I know some people were comparing the bass or the beat a little to Lisa's Money. I'm like, do you like Money or not? Because Money bangs. And I know you guys were liking it because I saw you all online. So how do you like Money? You don't like Batter Up?
Yeah, I think it's just, like, the name attributed to it. Like, I swear, if Blackpink came out with this song, bitches would love it.
Well, I just think it's all misdirected hate.
Yeah.
YG is the one that deserves it.
Yeah, guys, hate on the shitty old rich man.
Yeah. Don't hate on the 14-year-old girl
like,
that's
freshly baby
job.
face entering the industry.
Yeah. And she probably, to some degree, looks up to the members in Blackpink. Do you know what I mean?
Of course. They come from the same company and they're like a huge group. That's like a thing in every one of the big companies. That's like, oh, the older like groups mentor the younger groups.
Yeah. And it's also like people before Baby Monster came out, like just from what I saw online, were so excited for their debut single. They were like, new girl group from YG, they're going to be so cunt, they're going to be this and that. But again, I think it's the idea of that people are so comfortable building just to tear you down.
I swear that has happened so many times on the internet. It gags me every single time because I'm like, I feel so bad for all of these people that get hyped up. And once they start feeling it, it's like, yeah, bitch, humble yourself. Like, fuck you, you suck.
I literally saw a post on a TikTok video that called Baby Monster the Black Friday sale Blackpink. And that's not their fault. Take your qualms up with YG. That's not Baby Monster's fault.
Yeah, like, they had a routine and a song, and they sang it and danced it well.
Yeah.
Like, they did their job.
And the last thing that I want to say, it's just not, I mean, obviously I've been saying it's not fair in general, but it's really not fair to compare them to Blackpink when they don't have the success or the budget yet that they've had.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, what do you expect from them?
Yeah, and I think that, also recognizing this is the same pattern YG has done since 2009. He doesn't want originality. He wants his sound and his formula replicated because he knows it'll succeed. And I think once the group establishes, you know, they can sell, that's when he'll start to invest back into them.
He said if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, after all that, now we just have, we have our new poll question going up. So if you want to go to our page in our community section, it'll be there. Basically, which big company do you think produces the most original groups?
My vote, of course, as a BTS fan, is HYBE.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I not just because of BTS, hello, but I also think, like, New Jeans is one of the big girl groups that's popping off right now, and I think the reason why they're popping off is because they have such a, it's not even necessarily a unique sound, but it's, like, their style is just very, like, New Jeans, like, it's very, like, what's it called? Like,
distinct?
Attributable, yeah, distinct.
Yeah. But yeah, so let us know there, and then let us know in the comments, like, what you think the tea is about between these groups and stuff, because it's almost like, what happens if all of these girls are sitting in a room together? What's the conversation going to be? Because I think they're going to bond over what YG did over them, and I don't think they're going to hate the fact that, oh, they copied us and we copied them and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Let
us know. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.